You're Superb back with another video, and Invincible is back finally with its second season. This is going to be my review of episode 1. We'll see how this goes, because this season definitely seems interesting. You know, with this episode popping off right off the jump, we see Mark fighting the Immortal, and you're like, what the hell? And he's actually working with his father, Omni-Man, and this was a really cool opening scene, and it's like, are they now just working together? But what ends up getting revealed is this is a alternate universe, which they did talk about earlier, that they're going to kind of tap into some multiverse storytelling here. And we see this character that goes by the name of Atrium. I think that's what his name is. And in this future, or this timeline or dimension, Mark and Omni-Man are working together, and they're getting ready to take over the whole entire planet. And this is not a good scenario for anybody, especially this resistance group. We see like Adam Eve with a fucking with a whole fade and stuff like that, and we see who's left of the Guardians, and that, you know, that whole parade kind of gets rained on, where Invincible and Omni-Man pop up and just start to just wreck everybody. They mention this purple stuff is supposed to slow Omni-Man down, but it doesn't really work. Then we see Mark and Adam and Eve fighting, and Eve's like, yeah, I'd rather die, and Mark's like, I wouldn't kill you, and just pretty much paralyzes her. And the dialogue that he uses in this scene is just savage. And you know, this is just definitely the worst case scenario in this universe. So they confront Atrium, and before they can kill him, he falls into a portal, which leads us to go back into our timeline that we know. It's been like a month since the whole events of Chicago, and Mark's just not been the same. He just kind of is in self-doubt while still trying to help people. He just can't get over the fact that, you know, he figured out what his father's true intentions are, and trying to get back to some type of normal life. And then we kind of see this scene with the Maulers and them kind of always talking about escaping, and then these portals pop up, and then we see a different Atrium that kind of pulls them in. And this guy, he is pretty much the strongest out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? He tries to use the Mauler and their intelligence and their smarts to help him accomplish something that he needs fixing, or, you know, to complete. Now shifting things back over to Mark, and he's trying to have a normal day at school, and he's just having severe PTSD at this moment, and he's just really conflicted on what he should do. And he goes to see Cecil, and Cecil tells him, yo, you need to just take some time off. But Mark is ready, but he still is angry and he's frustrated, and that worries Cecil, because he's like, I don't know what to really do with this kid. You know what I'm saying? And Mark doesn't know either. And it's dope to kind of see the Guardians and whatnot, and seeing that Rudy is the leader. But obviously there's going to be some consequences for this team, because they're kind of all over the place. It's not a lot of teamwork going on, and they kind of allude to that later on in this episode. Then we finally get this Atrium's plan that, you know, he has this ability to kind of see other dimensions, and he wants to pretty much be a god, but wants to get all the knowledge of his other selves into one body, so then he could possibly save the world. Very Kang-like. This is definitely giving me Kang vibes in a lot of ways. So then, shifting things over to Debbie, she gets kind of spooked by Olga, that's old boy's wife, and she tries to go there to kind of comfort her, because she knows how to what she's going through with like losing her husband, and tries to offer her a solution, which is this black card. I don't know what this is going to lead to, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But Debbie is just really down bad, and definitely drinking the pain away. So going back to the Guardians, because like Cecil's kind of pissed off because he's like, you guys lack leadership. There's no leader to kind of keep y'all in focus because there's too many fucking casualties. So this is where he brings in the Immortal and this new character, Bulletproof, which, you know, him and Rex kind of have this interesting back and forth. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. We'll have to see. Now, going back to Mark, he has this conversation with Adam Eve, and this was an interesting kind of conversation. And I'm assuming that down the line that these two are going to actually be a thing, and tries to give him some type of confidence. You know, you got to show Cecil that you could show that you could work as a team, and with this being the perfect timing because Cecil's kind of paying attention to what's going on with the Maulers and sends Mark over there. So now, you know, the Maulers are getting things situated, and now all the different consciousnesses are going into Atrium at once. But then Mark kind of comes in and tries to stop it. Then you have all these other Maulers from different dimensions coming in trying to stop it, and this leads to Atrium saying like, no, this is not what I wanted, takes the helmet off, and just everybody fucking dies in there. But I do think that the one Atrium that we saw at the beginning of this episode did get away, and this is going to play a bigger factor. Then the episode ends with Mark going back to his house, trying to just make sure his mom's okay, cook for her and whatnot. He gets a letter that they both he's been accepted into the same school as old girl. I'm drawing a blank on her name now, but that gets him excited. And then the Immortal pops up, says like, yo, I don't trust you, but I'm just gonna be keeping my eyes on you for right now. So this was a really solid episode and gives us a tease to what to expect throughout this whole entire season. Now, I know that they're only putting out 4 episodes right now, and then the rest will drop next year. But a couple things, right? I'm curious to see how the whole multiverse, multi-dimensional thing is going to kind of work out. Is Mark going to have to fight that evil version of himself? Who knows? I don't think that they might go that far, but there's definitely going to be a lot more multiverse kind of things and themes going on with this season. The animation is okay at some times, but I understand that they're kind of managing budgets, so some things might look a little wonky at times, and other times it looks really clean. Another little concern, hopefully it doesn't become just an ongoing thing and it's just this whole thing of Mark trying to regain his confidence. And we see this a lot in superhero content with characters kind of losing faith in themselves, and I understand that it makes sense for Mark's character, but I hope they just don't drag that out and it gets kind of resolved in this first like half of the season. That's just a little gripe of mine that I've noticed. But I'm all in for this second season. I think we're in for a really dope continuation of the story. I'm curious to see what ends up happening. But let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments below. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.